everyone. My name is Shadi. I am a PhD student and a mixed scholar at the Graduate School of Medicine at Tohoku University, and my department is Translational Neuroscience. I am originally from Syria in the Middle East, and I moved to Jordan in 2013, and my mother tongue is Arabic. After moving to Jordan, I started my undergraduate studies at Zarqa University, and I was studying in the Department of Medical Laboratory. And during that time, I got the Daffy Scholarship. And after graduation, I started looking for scholarships, and I was lucky to get the mixed scholarship and come to Japan. So usually the mixed scholarship takes around 1 year, like the whole process. So first of all, you have to submit your document to the embassy in your country. In my case, I was in Jordan, so I submitted the document to the Japanese embassy in Jordan. And each country has a different deadline, so you have to check the embassy in your country. Then, if you pass the first screening, which is you have to submit your documents. If you pass that, then you move to the next step, which is the language examination. That includes English and Japanese test. If you pass the language exam, then you have an interview. And if you pass the interview, you have to select universities. As for the documents, just like straightforward, you have to submit an application form, a research proposal, a recommendation letter, health examination, thesis or project, and of course your ID photo. As for the application form, it's just like 4 pages, just normal information like what is your name, where are you from, your age, how many years spent studying, and like why are you interested in Japan, and just normal information. As for the research proposal, in my case, I had 4 pages. So the first page was the title and the abstract. The next page was the introduction. The third page was methodology and timetable. And the fourth page was conclusion and references. And just like keep in mind that this research proposal can change once you arrive to Japan, and maybe after discussion with your supervisor, they might assign you a new project. But for passing the scholarship, you have to have a research proposal with an idea. As for the recommendation letter, the mixed scholarship, they provide you with a form, but you can have any type of forms, like it's up to you. It's not mandatory. And in my case, I submitted 2 recommendation letters. So if you pass the first screening, then you have to move to the next step, which is the English and Japanese examination. In my case, it was like just multiple choice form, and you have 2 tests. First one is English, the second one is Japanese. I know that you're wondering, do we really have to know Japanese in order to pass the exam? In my case, my Japanese at that time was like zero. So I tried to like solve some questions, but it wasn't that good. But in order to pass the test, your English proficiency and your English level should be like very high. If your English is not that good, unfortunately, you won't move to the next step. If you pass the examination, then the next step is an interview. In my case, I at the time of the interview, I had some of the embassy staff There were some Japanese professors, and it's up to you. You can do it in English or in Japanese. So during that time, they asked me about my research. Tell us, can you explain this a little bit? Can you explain that? And to be honest, it was like all general question. There was nothing deep. And they asked also, why do you want to come to Japan? Why do you think Japan is a good destination? And so on. It's just a normal like interview, so you don't have to worry about it. But just like try to learn about your research and the research proposal, because you need to explain some things to them. So just be prepared. And if you arrive to this stage, I think you are almost in Japan, because after the interview it's like done. You have to just select universities and come to Japan. Then if you pass the interview, you have to select universities, and it should be up to 3 universities. In my case, I applied to the University of Tokyo, I applied to the University of Kyoto, and then to the Tohoku University. I got 2 acceptance letters from Kyoto University and Tohoku University, and eventually I came to Tohoku. When applying to university and mentioning university, after that you have to like email professors to get the acceptance letters. For example, you are interested in one of the labs, then you have to send an email, dear professor, like you have to introduce yourself, just be formal, have an idea like concise and clear, explain your situation, your current studies, and show interest like in the lab, and that you have the mixed scholarship and you want to pursue like your master or PhD studies at the lab, and you're interested in that lab and the research that the professor they are doing. And sometimes the professors or associate professors or even assistant professors, sometimes they are busy, so you have to, if you don't get any reply, then you can reach to, let's say, the affairs office this in the school that or at the university that you are applying to. For example, if you apply for Tohoku and you don't get any reply, you can just email the graduate school affairs office, and this is their email. You can email them, and definitely they will like reply to you. After arriving to Japan, like in 2020, I arrived to Japan, and I took Japanese language intensive course. It was for 6 months, and this course is like, it's not mandatory, it's optional, and it's up to you if you want to take it or not. And after that, I started preparing for the entrance examination for my master's degree. And in my case, it was just an interview, because it was at the time of Corona, COVID-19. So most or many things were online. So the entrance examination at that time just for me was an interview. And then I passed successfully the entrance examination, and 2 years later I got my master's degree, and then I extended my mixed scholarship to pursue my PhD at the same lab at Tohoku University. So that's really nice that you can extend from master to PhD on the same scholarship. My lab, Translational Neuroscience, we have our professor Nizuma Sensei, and we have Associate Professor Sharif Rashad, he's from Egypt, and we have Watanabe Sensei, he's a clinical assistant professor. We have Kano Sensei, assistant professor, and Ando Sensei, also assistant professor. So Sharif Sensei, Professor Sharif, our associate professor, he came to Japan actually through the mixed scholarship, and he did his PhD. And after finishing PhD, He was appointed as an assistant professor in the lab, and recently he got promoted to be an associate professor. And Ando Sensei down, he was also he was a PhD student, and after finishing his PhD, he also got appointed as an assistant professor. And if you are interested to know more about our lab, you can just scan the QR code, and it will lead you directly to our lab webpage, and you can check all the information. And this is a recent photo where Nizuma Sensei, it was his birthday, and we just made a small party for him where almost everyone attended. Uh, our lab members, including alumni, so we have 24 Japanese, and we have like 5 from Egypt, 3 from China. I am from Syria, and we have 1 from Tunisia. And we do have some exchange students that they come for like 1 year or 6 months. And right now we have 1 from Germany, 1 from France, 1 from Canada, and 2 from Malaysia. So you can see our lab is very diverse from different backgrounds and different countries. Our lab environment is really chill. So we can speak Japanese and English in the lab, but most of the students, even the Japanese students, and including our professors and assistant professor and associate professors, they do speak English, and they push the Japanese student to speak in English. So our meetings and our progress reports and our regular meetings, they are all conducted in English. So I don't have any worries about talking in Japanese. So that's a good thing. In our lab, we have different projects. Since we are translational neuroscience, we have projects that are related to neurological disorders, cerebrovascular disorders, stem cell therapy, and we have also tRNA biology projects. For me, I am now a third year PhD student, and I am part of many projects. But as a first author, I have 2 projects right now. I am finalizing them, and hopefully soon we will be submitting them. So basically, in my project, we choose a specific gene. Then we might do a gene knockout. We do gene overexpression or sometimes knockdown. Then we do some experiments like Western blotting, Northern blotting, RNA sequencing, small RNA sequencing, and ribosome profiling. So that's basically my project, or the projects that I am working on. Sendai city is very like a cool place to live in, and they call it the city of trees. And Sendai city is divided to 5 let's say wards. We have Aobaku, Aoba ward. We have which we live in, and Tohoku University is located in Aobaku. We have Izumiku, we have Miyagi-no-ku, we have Taihaku-ku, and Wakabayashi-ku. And the total population in Sendai is around 1 million, and foreigners make around 17,000 people, which is around 1.6% population. Sendai it has a very good location. You can reach Tokyo within 90 minutes on the Shinkansen, the bullet train. And if you would like to save some money, you can just take the night bus. It will take around 5 hours. We also have an airport in Sendai, which has direct flights. We have direct flights to Taiwan, to South Korea, to China, and to Hong Kong. Sendai also has a lot of festivals. We have International Half Marathon Festival. We have Sendai Aoba Festival, Tanabata Festival, and we have Sendai Firework, Jozenji Street Festival, and Michinoko Festival, and Sendai uh, Illumination, and Dontosai Festival. So every almost every month or 2 months, there is a big festival in the city. Aside from research and Sendai, I also like to do some content creation on the side. So I do photography, videography, and podcast. And if you're interested to see my videos and my photos, you can just type in my name and you will find me there. So these are some of my photos when I'm free, after my long day in the lab. I just grab my camera and go to Sendai downtown and try to take some pictures. I also try to make like some cinematic videos. So I like to show the city in a cinematic way. So if you are interested to see, just subscribe to my channel. I also have my own podcast where I see or I meet students at Tohoku University, and we talk about how did they come to Sendai, and how is their life going, how is life in Japan, and if they came on a scholarship, how did that process, and they tell me like some tips, and if you are interested to know more, you can like just check our my videos on YouTube. So that's it for me. Thank you very much, and I really appreciate your time.